Things just got very concerning regarding the future of Coby White as he is demanding a king's ransom of a contract to be with the Chicago Bulls. Hi, I am Shaq Barnes here with another great episode of Bulls. I just know one spot for everything Chicago Bulls. 6 episodes of you guys have been watching the channel and have not subscribed. Treat it like the Bulls intro, run right through that subscribe button. You know how I do when I do my videos. I don't like to waste your guys' time. Let's get right into the news. Bulls would be absolutely insane to meet Coby White rumored contract demands. The Chicago Bulls shouldn't give Coby White over 30 million annually over his next contract. So obviously, it's been a lot of growing concerns with the future of certain Bulls talent. Obviously, we're going with the problem right now with Josh Giddey asking for 30 million. And before anybody commenting down below in the comment section, like Coby White to be crazy. Kobe not's gonna ask for this. Coby White to be crazy to demand over 30 million. I'm letting you know right now, the Eastern Conference is wide open, and how he played that second half of this season, which you're gonna break down more in this video, and certain players being injured, has opened up certain spots on the All Star team. He's gonna be a reason why he's gonna demand this type of money. I digress. Let's get to the news, though. He said during the stream from Bleach Report, Jake Fisher noted that the Chicago Bulls guard Coby White may want more than 30 million annually in his next contract, and it's made the organization's decision painfully clear. Trade him this season before he asks for that type of money. For as good as White is, he is almost definitely not worth 30 million. He's definitely not a 30 million player. See, you can say this now, right? And the only thing different from Josh Giddey and Coby White is Coby White is going to be an unrestricted free agent. So he doesn't even have to deal with all this nonsense that's going on about them matching his contract. He's going to be free to do what he wants to do. Like Josh Giddey, you can match his contract. Now, you could say if Coby White is not worth over $30 million, but I'm guaranteeing you right now, a full season of what this team was the second half of the season, Coby White would be an all-star caliber player. So when you go back and look today, saying he's not worth the money, a guy who makes an all-star team and he probably gonna give you 22 to 26 points this season. I'm sorry to tell you guys, it's gonna look like he's gonna be worth the money. Now, should the Bulls pay him or would the Bulls pay him? I highly doubt it. So that's why we're having this conversation about moving him now. But I'm highly concerned, and that's the main point of this video, that I'm concerned that the Bulls wouldn't know what to do, because I don't think I can't trust the organization to make a move when they're supposed to make a move. Because let's be honest, when was the last time this organization made a trade when they supposed to make a trade? They have not. Every player from this last rotation or roster was traded a year too late. So I'm concerned about that. Then two, I'm concerned that if you do pay him, this is gonna be the roster that we stuck with, and we're not going to lose enough to get a high pick, and we're not going to win enough to be worth spending all this money. And we're going to be back where we at a couple years ago with Zach, DeMar, and Vucevic. But let's get into the exact quote from Jake Fisher. He said, the Bulls have to be factoring in the fact that Coby White is going to be up for a massive payday himself next year. Fisher said, and there's already buzz of Coby White wanting even higher than that 30 million average annually figure we have been talking about. Now, when you look at the $30 million annual thing that keep coming up, it's obviously referring to Josh Giddey. And Coby White, who has been in the Chicago Bulls, has developed in Chicago Bulls, has switched his role and added to his game. And this is the first time where a roster is actually benefiting his style of play, where he's going to play like a player that should get paid more than 30 million. I'm guaranteeing it now. Coby White will be a cussed all-star caliber player, if not make the all-star team. I'm going to be honest with you. When you go back and look at the list of players that is out, besides Tatum, it's 2 extra spots open in the Eastern Conference at the guard spot. Dame Lillard is out the East and is injured, even if you say he's injured. Tyrese Halliburton is out and injured. And I guarantee you, before everybody like, oh, Tyrese Halliburton 50-50. After the run he just hit, Tyrese Halliburton was going to make the All-Star game if he played this season. So that opens up the door for Coby White. And Coby White was playing like a All-Star caliber player the second half of the season. If you don't believe me, let's do a memory check. You remember that month of March when Coby White was averaging 30 points? Look at the point total: 37 points, 36 points, 35, 24, 26, 23, 31, 29, 21, 44, 25, 26. You telling me if Coby White doesn't come out this season and almost average 30? Now, it couldn't even be 30. Like I said, 20. I see a 26 piece, 27. You know what I'm saying, around that range. You think if Coby White don't come out playing like how he did, or half as good as he did in March, he's not going to be a cuss all-star caliber player? You're crazy. And the Bulls understand this. But their actions, they say they understand this, but their actions are showing they don't know what to do. Because they're going to wait a year too late, and they go, or we just going to lose him for nothing, or we not going to get his value. Or he's just go, you know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, the main thing I'm worried about is him walking for nothing. And we can't pay both of these guys with Coby White and Josh Giddey, even though it just revealed that they offered Josh Giddey 4 years, $80 million, so saying about 20 something million a year. You can't offer Coby White that, and especially when he come out one of his best seasons that he's going to have in his career, he's not going to fold for that. So now the question is, what do you do with Coby White? And I want you guys to comment down below. So what would you do? Would you trade Coby White or would you just pay him? Let me know. Okay. What should the Bulls do with Coby White? This is what their suggestion is. For the past 2 years, White has been one of the most exciting players in Chicago. He's been an impressive scorer, emerging as one of the most intriguing young guards in the NBA. But paying him $30 million per season would be a mistake for the Bulls. There's a clear cap on that team that's paying White that much money. He could be as solid as a playoff team's third scoring option, but the rest of the squad would have to be filled out perfectly, and that's not the Chicago Bulls. Instead of paying White a ton of money, solidify their place as one of the NBA's middle ground teams, which we need to stop being for the next 5 years. They should trade him while he's still on his current contract, extract the most value possible, and head into a pesto rebuild. Um, if we was going to do this, and I'm letting you guys know it's not going to happen. If we was going to do this and smart enough to do this, it would have happened by now. This would have been the off season to do it. This would have been the off season to do during this time. If you was like, they would have did the trade by now, and I don't know what's out there for them to trade for Coby White, because I think like Jonathan Kuminga was like the only other player out there. Maybe a Michael Porter Jr. who ended up getting traded. Or you could have did the Orlando Magic trade that they did for Desmond Bane, and you got 2 first-round picks. You could have did that trade too, but we didn't do it. So I'm letting you guys know we gonna wait too late, and what's gonna happen is 2 things. If we do trade him, we're not going to get the value that we should have got for him, because if Coby White's on the last year of his deal, we wait to the trade deadline to trade him, we're not going to get nothing for him, because who's going to overpay for a guy for half a season? And then 2, he's just going to walk for nothing. And what it's looking like is a high possibility that could happen. It said trade White for draft capital will help the Bulls build around their other pieces of their young core and continue tanking during a year where tanking may be more important than ever, which we never do. We know Reinsdorf want to go 41-41. Actually, now he can go 39 and 40 something and still make the play in. That's what. So he get that extra game that he wants. He said if Chicago can land one of Darren Peterson, Cameron Booker, or AJ Daviston, sorry about that butchered his name, in the next year, in next year's NBA draft, it will set them up beautifully moving forward. Trading White could help them tank while also avoiding dishing out a massive overpay. In the right situation, White could be a solid player, especially if he's on the right contract. But paying him over $30 million annually is not that contract, especially not Chicago. Teams around the league should show plenty of interest in White, who can give them a solid 20 points per game if given the right role or be a complimentary scorer for their stars. Now, for us to even land a pick like that, we either have to be terribly bad or we got rid of a lot of people, which I can't see us being that terribly bad. We got a lot of people, but we don't have enough to trade for a pick that high to get Coby White. I mean, give Coby White away. I'm just being honest about it. Now, question to paying Coby White $30 million. I think after the season you gonna rethink that. But I do understand from the perspective where the Chicago Bulls are at currently, it doesn't make sense to pay Josh Giddey a lot of money, then pay Coby White a lot of money, and we just pay overpaying guys to be mediocre. That doesn't work out, and that doesn't sound good for the future of the Chicago Bulls. The best thing for the Chicago Bulls to do is actually tank in general, just tank and just build young talent and draft young talent. And Ryan Zoff can get a good team for the cheap, which that he wants. And I think all sides will be happy. But we know we're not going to do that. But let me know what you guys think. Are you guys with me with being concerned that we might lose Coby White for nothing or at least trade him for nothing? Please comment down below. Or let me know what you would do. Would you just pay Coby White over 30 plus million, and how much would you be willing to pay Coby White? Would it be a max? Or would you just trade him now and get some value for him so you don't lose it for nothing? It's Shaq Barnes with another great episode of Bulls Digest. See you guys on the next one. Peace.